Video is on using a couple tools to shrink your photos. The first one is Fast Stone Photo Resizer, and you can add photos from your file, but I'm going to show you an even faster way. I'm in my photo folder, and you just drag and drop pretty easy. And so the next step, you'll want to choose the format, which I've chosen to be JPEG. I've selected here for it to show up on my desktop, the converted file. And then Advanced Options lets you choose all these things here. The first one is Resize. If you select this, there's a whole bunch of standard formats here. And this is pretty good for the web or smaller. You can also change it to be whatever size you want. So another thing I'll do is add a watermark, and here you just select the folder of where it's at and choose where you want it to be, top, left, center, right. So I'll hit OK. And here you can either preview it or convert it. A preview shows how big the photo is and how much it'll shrink to. So 3.5 megs here down to 148K is pretty good. So I'll hit convert, and I'll go to my desktop, and so here it is, 147K from a 3.35 megabyte file. And so I'll open it up, and that's what it looks like. It's a lot smaller. Our original file is huge. So there's something you can do to shrink 147K even smaller. And what I use is another tool called Light Image Resizer. And they'll let you download it for free. If you haven't bought it yet, it'll have this countdown timer. So that's pretty cool. They let you try it out. Now, pay attention here to the dimensions. It says 600. So we'll drag this here. Very cool. Hit Next or Options. And right here, type in that dimension 600, and I uncheck that. I just make sure it shrinks down to one dimension size. And the next thing I pay attention to is the size. So if you can get it down to 60, that's pretty good for a color image. It's really good. I'm going to try 85 because I have a lot of color. And if you have two images in one, that's going to take up a lot more pixels. So let's try that. And what it's done here is it shows up as copy. So notice the dimensions is now 83.7K down from 147K. So let's look at the copy. It looks pretty good. And the original. I'm not seeing much change. I keep going back and forth. So that is really excellent. So that's what I do, is I use these two programs to shrink files. And you'll notice here that the last program we used, the Light Image Resizer, these two photos are exactly the same size. Remember, the first time we shrunk it down to be smaller. But the Light Image Resizer will keep the photos the same size, but just take out unneeded DPI. And it still looks the same, but you have a smaller file. So that makes it really friendly to be on the web. And These are the two tools I use. I love them very much, and they have really helped me. So, there you go.